everybody, welcome back to another episode of PRI Talk. I apologize for my voice if it sounds a little bit nasally. I've been slightly under the weather the last couple days, but wanted to record this podcast episode for you for 5-minute recruiting, giving you all of your recruiting answers to all your recruiting questions in 5 minutes or less, sometimes 6, but we shoot for 5. So this question that I got just this last week while I was at a seminar, it's really a fantastic question, and had always talked about this before, but never really had discussed it in a way that was beneficial to the actual recruiting process as a whole. Just usually kind of gave my quick answer and then moved on from there. But the way the dad phrased the question, I thought was really good. And his question was, if I suggested any specific resources for reaching out and connecting with college coaches, as far as websites or databases that had contact information, whether that be a recruiting system, online recruiting database, something like that, or if I suggested athletes just go online and look up the information on the school's website. And I said, obviously, there's a bunch of different places that you can go get this information and gather this information, and there's a bunch of different options that you can use. But to the specific question of what I suggest the athletes do, I said, okay, so for me, I go, and if I don't if I don't know the coach and I can't just automatically put it into my Gmail and find it or something like that, or find a past email, then copy and paste the email address. If I can't do all that because I haven't emailed the person, I don't know them very well, then typically I go to the website. The reason that I go to the website is because, or the school's website, I should be specific. I go to the school's, the athletic department's website. The reason that I do that is because, one, I know that the school's website most likely is going to be the most up to date. Okay, within days and weeks and months for sure. Usually to the day or the week, those websites are updated. The athletic department websites are updated. These databases and things like that aren't updated in real time. Okay, they're updated weekly or monthly and things like that, which is fine. But I know the athletic website is going to be updated more in real time, and so that's going to be my most current information where I can grab and copy, and I copy and paste the email and stick it in my Gmail. It doesn't take me very long. It's a 10-second Google search to go to the athletic website, copy paste, and then paste it. Okay. The other reason that I do that, and I think this is what I kind of talked about with the parents when answering this question, why I think it's important. I get to know a little bit more about the school, especially if I don't know anything about it. I get to see the college coach's face if I don't know them. It puts a name and a face with me and someone that has to interact with college coaches on a regular basis. It helps if I know who I'm talking to, or when I see them out in public, I'm like, hey, that's that coach that I need to talk to about this athlete. Okay. So that really helps me. And then, I'm there on the website and I can look at who else is in their conference, who they played against this last year, how well did the program do, how long has this coach been there, who are the assistant coaches, and then I can go look at the academic page, what majors do they have. I can do all that stuff and become more familiar with schools and programs that I'm maybe less familiar with. Okay. This is why I encourage athletes to do the same thing. Okay. Yes, you can get the information from any database or, your online recruiting systems. I won't mention any of them, but you can get all the information from there and you can copy and paste from there, and it's really easy. But you aren't seeing the logo. You aren't seeing the colors, the branding that the school has on their logo or on their website. You aren't going to look at their schedule. You aren't looking then at the academic page. You haven't seen their record. You're not looking at a picture of the coach. Okay. So you can do it that way, but you're missing all this information over here that you could be grabbing and internalizing. Okay. So my advice is, if you are sending out a bunch of emails, it adds 10 more seconds to your day, maybe 15. In that 10 to 15 seconds, you are going to be gathering a bunch more information for you that I think will carry over more into the recruiting process. You're going to get to know the program just a little bit more. You're going to get a little bit more insight about the coaches, the team, the roster, right? All that kind of stuff you're going to know a little bit more about. And so I think it's worth it, especially if you're creating emails that are unique to schools when you're sending out, and you're not just sending out a bunch of massive emails. I think that doing it this way gives you a lot of benefits, and is going to add a lot to your emails, and is well worth the 10 to 15 seconds that it takes to look up that email address. So thank you guys for listening, as always, to PRI Talk. Check out another episode from the last couple weeks, and I will see you next week.